they actually clip together in a smooth fashion. You can't even notice that there's anything there.
Oh, that's amazing, dude.
But you've got to make sure that that fence foundation is bowed outward, and then when you place the wall is going opposite way that you want. Otherwise, you get a weird corner there.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks so much for showing everybody that. So these are building tricks that people that do amazing builds like Brohaus do. This is the stuff. Hey there folks, MAZION here, and today we're playing ARK Survival Evolved on official server 324, and this is the MAZION Invade series where we go on the servers, the official servers, and we see amazing things that people have done. And I want you guys to take a look at this right here. This is Herbivore Island. You guys have all seen it. If you're big ARK players, it's in the southeast corner of the map, and this is one of the most intricate builds that I've seen this area used for. It's really, really nice. And as you can see, I'm on top of a giant pirate ship. Is it a pirate ship?
Absolutely.
It's absolutely a pirate ship. And there's a lot of really cool things that we're going to look at here today. But today we're hanging out with Brohaus. What's up, man?
How's it going?
Did I say your name right? Is it Brohaus?
It doesn't matter to me. Close enough.
Oh no! I did the thing I wasn't supposed to do. This is bad. I'm almost dead.
You didn't die.
My legs are broken on my legs. No, I want to know how to say her name appropriately.
I just call it Brohaus.
Brohaus
works for me too.
No, I don't know. Brohaus. I was trying to be like, I don't know, like German. House, not like house like you live in a house.
Yeah, works for me.
Okay. So we got a couple of Pelgornis here, but we'll probably just walk around. So this is your ship, man.
Yeah, this is my pirate ship. This is actually the third one I've built, so each one's been a little bit more unique and different.
Well, show me around.
The cool part about it is what I started with was the front of the boat, putting the 45s on there. So this is probably the most tricky part of the whole build, is making them work right. You've got to start with putting ceilings down, then you put the fence foundations, and then you diagonal you put one on the right edge, then you diagonal the fence foundation, and then what you do is you build a ceiling above it, a ceiling below it, and then it'll allow a ceiling to snap onto the fence foundation, which will put the 45 on. And then either you can keep the foundation so that the thing doesn't break out, or you can drop pillars down to the bottom to keep it from breaking.
Oh man, you think you can show us how to do that at the end of the video?
Absolutely.
That would be awesome, man.
So that's probably the trickiest part of it. The other tricky part is just, getting it to float correctly and not having any gaps. This is actually the first build I've done with the double walkways. I really like how it turned out to the captain's deck up here.
Yeah, it looks. Where's your wheel?
ARK doesn't give me a wheel. One time I put a little fence wooden sign down, but it was just too blocky for me.
Yeah, it's not quite a wheel.
Yeah, the other thing I'm really excited about this is I decided to turn it into a small underwater pen. So if you come down to the bottom here, you can see it's all open. Back in the front here, I added an underwater pen that I'll probably put eels in. I haven't got a chance to actually get them yet, but...
Oh, very nice. So it's for little critters.
Yeah. It's definitely not going to be any big things, but I thought it'd be pretty cool to have some eels, maybe some other small dinos down here to make it just add to the ambiance of the pirate ship.
It is pretty awesome that you add functionality to the things that you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then once we head out of the pirate ship, which again is definitely my pride and joy, we can head on to the whole walk system here that's all completely one unit. So I actually started right off the point here, tried to figure out how to match it up even with the water. Because if you build too low, then you have issues with... One pirate ship I actually made, I built it too close to the water to where you could walk and hear the splashing.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the stuff wouldn't place. I couldn't build a cooker on it, so you've got to keep it just above so you don't have problems. However, I started right here, and this whole thing runs all the way along the front end of Herb Island.
And you did the 45-y trick.
Yep, so definitely have to do the 45s to make it look good. Sometimes it's more of a pain than the others, but it works out. And then as you can see, the only place you have issues is these little gaps here, where the railings will clip through each other, and it won't let you place.
Oh, no one would have even noticed if you didn't say anything.
It bothers me, but that's ARK for you. Then as we run along this whole deck here, it runs all the way around Herb Island. Is not only a deck, but also it's a fence because, you know, dinos that are in the water can't come out of the water, so there's no dinos that can swim up on this.
Oh, wait, is it... What do you mean?
So if you have a Bronto in the water, they can't swim under it and they can't swim above it, so they just get stuck right in front of it and they can't come back over. So there's no way anything can swim into my base. It basically acts as a wall that you would never realize is a wall.
Unless you... It's a Megalodon, because then it could swim.
Yeah, the swimming dinos can come up through, but I've got a water pin on the other side that's all closed in, so they can't get in there. Just the outside borders I made, so no one could bait anything over.
Sweet.
Next step I made, if you look up, is my airship. I started by making the foundations here, and then there's two different ways of doing this. You can either do the fence foundations like you see here, which is more or less the lazy way of doing it, or you can actually run the 45s like you saw on my boat, and you can run a 45 all the way around and make it so there's no corner pieces. I've done it on one other, but I got a little lazy and didn't want to do it. It takes way more work, and you have to use pillars and ceiling tiles, so you can't use the actual foundations. Then as you can see, what I'm going to end up turning this into, I think it looks kind of like a wizard's tower, so I might end up putting a bunch of bookshelves in here. I'm trying to turn it into more of a wizard's tower slash also airship dock.
That's a cool idea, man. That's actually going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I thought I could, you know, get a bunch of trophies as well and put them in here so you have the glowing effect.
Look at the ceiling, guys. Look at this. That is a perfect... Is it octagon? This is an octagon.
Yeah, octagon. So that actually naturally happens from doing the 45s at the bottom as you come up through. However, I can show you. If you can peek up there, you can see the ceiling tiles, or the slope ceilings. Slope ceilings are about the only thing you can get besides ceiling tiles that will clip through each other. So in order to build it like that, you've got to use the half slope ceilings, and you got to start from the right and go left, because if you start left and go, so you got to start, I said that wrong. You got to start right and go all the way around right, because if you start left, it'll actually clip through each other, and they won't let it work. It's a weird ARK bug, I guess.
ARK is ARK.
Yeah, you've got to do it one certain way, otherwise it won't work.
God, I fell down again.
You like to fall.
We had some server lag. Actually, we went outside, and when I went outside, I ended up down there somehow.
So the next step is this whole airship I built here. So the thing about this is it's all, if one of these ceiling tiles over here breaks where I'm standing, the whole thing disappears.
Yeah, just one of them too.
Yeah. So I was thinking about actually turning that to metal just in case.
You probably should. But then also the ceiling that it connects to, that's part of this, would if that breaks right here, this ceiling breaks, it all goes.
Yep.
So that's tough. We can go inside. Sure. Does it have an inside?
Yeah, absolutely, it has an inside.
Oh, geez, lag.
Yeah, the lag's been pretty bad on this server lately. So this is kind of just the undercarriage. I haven't done a whole lot with it yet, but it's got a neat little undercarriage to it. Like I said, I'm building another one of these. It's going to be larger, sitting on top of one of the mountains over there. That'll house an industrial forge and everything, but it'll just be a larger scale version of this.
That's pretty awesome, man. Like I said, I love how you make these things. Like, you're like, I want to make a place to have a forge and do some metal mining, but I'm going to make a giant airship because it would be stupid if it was just a box.
Can't look normal. Who wants a box? Everyone builds a box.
That's right.
So as we head on down out of here, I do like that they made it so the stairs, you don't quite fall off as easy anymore.
It is nice. I don't like it how I have to always duck no matter what door I want to go through.
So I tried to figure that out. The problem is these fence foundations, the way ARK made it, they actually push you up slightly so you can't go through them.
Indeed.
If you do it the other way and create the 45s, you don't have that issue. But like I said, it's also a heck of a lot more work. Then as we head on over here, this entire dock runs through itself. It connects to all the buildings, so there's just almost one completely running unit. And then I decided that I wanted an industrial forge here, so I built an entire beach house.
For your industrial forge?
For my industrial forge. I decided if you go inside, it's my second workshop. It's one I use less, but it's still got a pretty cool stuff.
Oh, I went far. I didn't need to go all the way around.
No, I've got doors all over the place. Even upstairs I'm going to turn one of them into like a bedroom. The other one's going to be like a workshop. They're all going to have functionality or at least some look to them.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me that you were sad that I came because you didn't finish everything yet.
Yeah, I'm not quite finished with everything, but It's definitely work in progress. It'll always be a work in progress. I've always got something to build. I've actually, in the process, because you know, hatching dinos, if you float them in water, it actually makes it a little bit easier to raise. So I've got to build a hatchery. I'm thinking of building like my ship over there on the other side, but I'll build it into a submarine so it's submerged in the water.
Oh, that's cool.
That'll happen in a bit. As you can see, you can even walk all the way across my bridge.
This is the only
all the
way
way
in,
through.
right? Oh, you can go across.
Yeah, it runs all the way through. These are actually on the same level, so I ran it all the way. Are you stuck there?
No, it just stops.
Okay.
Why does
Yeah, I
it
haven't
just
got
stop?
this finished. So right here, what I'm planning on building is lighthouses. There's going to be one here and one on the other island, but I haven't quite figured out a design, and I'm not big into making stuff until I have a design in mind. So there will be some cool lighthouses. I'm actually going to make them. If you see some of those typical lighthouses, they have a little house on the edge, and then the house runs into the lighthouse. So I'll probably build a small house down here, and then it'll run up into the lighthouse.
Very cool, very cool. I can't wait to see your lighthouses, man. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, oh, missed that jump.
Oh, you missed?
I missed. I pulled a MAZION.
Wait, what? I didn't miss.
Yeah. I fell to the ground.
Oh, you mean that happens sometimes?
The jump does a little thing too. So then if you go over here, I wanted to build a water dino dock. So if you check to the right here,
This
there's
thing?
a little docking house where I can actually, once I get my mosasaurs and pleasies, I had a couple in here and somehow something got in and killed them, so I've got work to do to get it. But this is going to be a little docking house that I can just pull on in.
You might not want to tell your friends that this is your docking house. They might try to come over and get you to do something nefarious with them.
What happens stays on ARK, right? But again, if you see down at the bottom, I built 45s all the way around.
I see, man. It looks pretty awesome.
So this entire thing is a running 45 structure, and then I built a little house in the middle. If you also see on the top, I don't know if too many people know this trick, but if you build two alternating sloped walls, you can actually clip the ceilings through each other to give that unique roof look.
That does look cool, man.
That took a while to get. It took a while to get right, but it turned out pretty cool.
What's this thing? Is that a raft?
Oh, that's my taming raft. And then
okay.
the other raft over there is actually a Trudon taming raft. I put them in there, bring them over, hatch baby dragons, and buy baby dragon.
Right, and then baby dragon?
Yeah, they get eaten by the Trudon. As long as it's a level 100 plus dragon, it tames a 150 Trudon, so it makes it really easy to tame them.
Oh, very nice.
Then if we continue over here, so this whole thing has a more or less a pirate base theme. So over here, I thought, you know, pirate base needs pirate housing. So all of these become little houses that more or less can turn into pirates. I haven't got around to creating the entire structure, adding all the good stuff inside, but each one has its own little unique design.
Did you say?
I wanted them all to be different.
Did you say these houses turn into pirates?
I wish. They're just pirate houses. What I really want to do is get a bunch of those apes, paint them as pirates, and then just sit them around here to look like they're actually doing something.
You should definitely do that. I second that. You also you put the hats on them. There's a pirate hat in the game now, isn't there?
No, I don't think there's, not that I know of.
I thought they added a captain's hat for something. I don't remember.
Yeah, each house has its own little cool design. I tried to alter it a little bit, and then there's one over here where I turned it into more of like a congregation house, where if there's pirates around, they can all sit and do what they need to do. Maybe get a little frisky with it. You never know.
Oh, this is the steam room. This is where they all get naked and play cards.
All the guys sit and hang out.
Right.
Do a little measurement contests, you know.
This is the docking room.
Yeah. So if you notice on the top of this one, this is one of the designs that actually. So as I told you in my my tower over there, you can build the angles and clip the ceilings through each other to make a more of a unique design, as you can see on top. However, the problem with this one is it's so small that when you do that and you finally get all the way around back to the other side, it actually won't let you clip through. So that's the difference between this one and the docking house over there. Is the docking house is bigger, so it doesn't cause clipping problems. I was gonna run it all the way around. Then we just have some more houses over here, all different unique designs.
This is baller, man.
Yeah, I'm in the process of, I'm gonna add ballistas and stuff to the edges to make it look more like it's defendable.
I'm just using the K mode, running around this thing.
The only sad part is there's a giant cube over there. That's my view. I always wish that it would just demo up so I could get rid of it.
Oh, that cube?
Actually, yeah, that cube. So I actually had a pirate base over there. I should show you a screenshot of one of these days. I built an entire pirate. This is where my original ship sat. It was 40 pillars deep. The entire thing sat on 3 pillars.
Holy crap.
And I had an entire. It was big enough to hold a couple Mosas. It was my water pen before I quit for a while, and this is what I created when I came back.
This is definitely awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely turned out.
What's
really,
going
really
there?
well. We're at.
This.
Oh, so that's just another start. I'm running out of room, and I'll show you inside. I have an open dino pen. This is just going to be another one like those Rexes over there sitting at. My start here, as you can see, actually, if you look really close, you can see the 45 starting.
Yeah, I saw.
So that's how you start the 45s if you look close. The problem with this is it's so close to the ground, I actually have to run it all the way to the water so that I get a drop off, so that I can build it down a layer and then run it all the way back, which is kind of a pain. But it ends up working. This is going to be a whole octagonal shape here where the dinosaurs can all sit and you can just run in and they'll all be basically in a giant circle that you can grab eggs.
Oh, very nice.
It's the start of that. I've got a couple projects going.
This is a baller place, man. And so you got your Rex army right here, huh?
Yeah, well, I started with some low levels, and then I decided, it's time to start looking into boss fighting. So I started getting higher level ones. But for the time being, I actually didn't make this to be a boss or to be a Rex house, but my other tribe mate saw the fit. If you look, it's not quite high enough, and their heads peek out and their backs, but it still looks pretty good. I might actually move the Rexes over to my new spot and build it a little bit higher so they can. At least they're not clipping through.
New
So
spot.
this is the interior of my base. This is where I started.
The giant Kibble farm.
Yep, this is just a giant egg farm. All the dinos are on slope platforms, or most of them, so that I can they roll down to the ground and I just grab the eggs. Makes it easy, don't have to deal with tails.
That's awesome.
Nice part about this is I built everything inside, so even this place over here, this is the hatchery. It's all built into my wall.
Wait, where are you?
If you go back to, it's by the Anki that's nice and colorful.
I found you.
So right here, I've got my little egg farm, or not my egg farm, my hatchery. All the ACs are below the floor, so I don't have to deal with them.
Right.
And I've got my little farm here. I liked how this turned out too. This is a pretty cool greenhouse. Tiny. I didn't need much. I'm not big into managing greenhouses, so the smaller the better for me.
Yeah, greenhouses are stupid.
They're such a pain, but it works pretty well. It keeps the snails in. I don't have problems with it. There's a bit of lag.
Yep, and it's not a box, so that's cool.
No, definitely not a box. I don't build boxes. There's only one box on this whole place. It's because I was experimenting with kind of unique inside designs, but it's going to change.
I don't build
So if you-
boxes.
Heck no. I play ARK to build. If you
Well,
notice, even
you do a great
even got
job.
a spiral staircase up there that goes above the. Oh wow, I'm going brain dead. Above the behemoth gate, that takes me up to my edges, so I can go farm up there if I need to, or if I need to run up and down.
Oh,
That's my
what
access
those are
into the
for.
base. Yeah. And if you notice here, all through this, you'll see 45s as well. This was actually kind of a pain because getting the ceilings to clip through each other and make it look like it's all one running piece was kind of a pain. There's a few spots that didn't turn out. And then I have my little dinosaurs back here, so I got my little egg farm.
This is cool. Like, normally I don't see areas that are down, like, built into the ground like this that I really like, but this has, the fence going around it, and it's just kind of like, it just seems like it is what it should be. Like, there's little dinos down here.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted it to be. And you can see they're all kind of facing away, which makes the kibble farm a little easier. You don't have to go around them. But yeah, I had the idea. I had a little extra room here, and I was like, there's got to be a place to get these little dinosaurs out of the way. And I just built it back into here. You go up to the top through this, you can see kind of the ceiling that I was talking about, how 45s around each other.
Go to the top through somewhere.
So, in the back here, back by the turtles.
What?
You're right. Yeah, it's a little glitchy with those tails. But there's I placed some ladders through here, so you can go on up here. You can just kind of see the ceiling and how I use this as like my bird pen, get them up out of the way. And if you notice here, there's a few iffy spots, but that's about the best you can get with a 45. Still, when you're up in the air, it looks like it all runs through each other, so there's no issues.
Right.
And then actually I ran all my electrical through these so that there's only a few places you can see that, and then you have the different colored lights around. Last but not least would be my workshop. This is my original workshop. I use a lot more just because it's easier to grab eggs, cook them all up. So we're going into here. You can see I've got the cookers. I've even built the smokers into the wall, the preserving bins. So everything kind of just is nice and tucked away in here.
Oh, this is your friend?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. I'm just gonna have to poop, and then I'm gonna take the poop, and I'm gonna put it inside his inventory. Married today. Malfor, you've been pooped on, and I've shoved poop in you. Amazing.
He's actually one of the originals on the server. He started when this thing started, so he's been on here a while.
Oh, well then, he definitely probably smells like poop already.
Probably. We don't shower too often.
No.
You can see I added my fridges built into the wall. Takes me up to the top where I can get through everything. Up here, got my grills down there, so if I need to run in and grill stuff. There's also another one over by the industrial forge.
Baller, man. Well, that's everything, huh? That's your whole build?
That's my whole base so far. And then up on the back, I actually kept it all open because that's where the metal is, so I can I get about 1,100 metal per run, so I wait every hour, and it's basically free metal.
Why not, right?
Exactly.
Bam.
And then the whole structure up top, I had a hard time with trying to figure out, because there's actually a random titanosaur spawn on here. On this
fun.
island. Yeah, you don't see it very often. I think I saw it a couple times. I think I finally killed the spawn. I think it was out front, but I based it off so nothing else fell into here, because I had some guy pull his one of his Brontos in here and leave it for a while until I convinced him to take it out.
Can I borrow Margie?
Absolutely.
All right. And see, it's Malfor's. He's not gonna get mad.
Nah.
Because I just want to do a last flyover, man. Show everybody again what we're looking at. Gamma 3? No, that's 2. 4. Ha! 4 is good. So yeah, this is a great use of Herbivore Island. I've never seen anybody do anything quite like this here. With the dock system all around the island and the ships, and got an airship because Final Fantasy. And
Gotta have an airship.
That's right. Check it out.
Took me a while to actually, if you look down at that industrial forge base, it took me a while to get that ceiling right too. I don't like just having ceilings. It's got to look a little more unique, so I had to add some stuff there.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's different.
Absolutely, that's what I go for. Who wants the same old cube? And then if you notice, there's some water dinos down there, so this is actually my water pen as well. So it's all got to function.
I thought this whole thing was your water pen.
Yeah, the inside is. I keep them up here until I'm gonna metal off the pillars outside so that nothing can break it down and get in. But
Oh, there they are.
yep, they're sitting down there chilling.
Just chilling out. Awesome, man. Well, thanks so much for inviting me in. Let's set up. We're gonna show you guys how to do that 45 trick real quick, and then we're gonna move on with our day. All right, so he's got everything set up here, and he's gonna show us how to do this 45 thing.
All right, so what you do is you're gonna start by building, and this can sometimes be a pain. You got to put a fence foundation on the very edge. It can't be inside. It's actually got to be hanging off the edge. Then your next step is you're using fence foundations for this. Your next step is to actually go around here until you get a 45 off of it, like fence foundations do.
Yep.
Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, there it is. Another thing you want to do is make sure, if you notice when you hit E, the fence foundation will actually bow back and forth, and you want it to be bowing. I'm going to say this and probably put my foot in my mouth. You want it bowing outward, so that when you add, let's see if it worked. So when you add the wall, it's actually facing outward. If you bow it inside, the wall actually flip and face the other way.
Right, I
You want
get
it
what you're
face this
saying.
way.
Because
Yeah.
the wall's always going to go on the left-hand side of the fence foundation.
And what
The
that'll
outer
do
wall.
is it'll actually give you a really smooth corner here. So the next step is to drop another wall down, like that. And you'll notice then when I add a ceiling tile, it'll clip 45.
Oh, because it's clipping off the walls.
It's clipping off of the walls. So you're just tricking the game, letting you put walls, and you're clipping it off the wall. And the neat part is your choice. You can either add wow, brain dead. It's not working as well. What you can do is add the pillars, so it's touching the ground, and then you can actually pull the walls and pull the fence foundations to give yourself just a smooth look to it.
So if you pulled the walls before you put this pillar down, this pillar over here is not going to support the structure.
No, or if you pull the fence foundations, it'll rip the entire thing that you just did out because it's all running off this edge fence foundation. So no matter what I do, if I did not put a pillar there and I pulled the fence foundation, it's basically the support and it takes it all down. But once you add something there, it does that, and then it allows you see this relatively smooth corner. It could have looked, oh, actually, should look pretty good here. It's completely smooth there. So when I add my walls, they actually clip together in a smooth fashion. You can't even notice that there's anything there.
Oh, that's amazing, dude.
But you've got to make sure that that fence foundation is bowed outward, and then when you place the wall is going opposite way that you want. Otherwise, you get a weird corner there.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks so much for showing everybody that. So these are building tricks that people that do amazing builds like Brohaus do. This is the stuff that they're doing to make this stuff happen. So hopefully this helps you guys in your endeavors on your servers as well. I want to say thanks very much to you, bro, for showing me your place, man, and bringing me into your home and being so hospitable. I appreciate you very much.
Absolutely, anytime, Mazion. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. All right, guys, so if you like today's episode, make sure you blast the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to Mazion Plays Games, and as always, be excellent to each other. Have a great day. See you later.